I am going to start a file on a mystic, philosopher, and writer. His name is Lex Hixon, Hixon, and this is the book we have right here, Lex Hixon. And as you see on the top, it says Coming Home. Now, this book has many, many chapters in it, which we will get to in a minute, but I found out from reading a large file I have that there is a special Oriental man who did a great deal of work with Lex Hixon. In fact, he was his Lex Hixon was his disciple, and the Oriental man did a great deal of work on Oriental subjects that were very difficult to understand, and he actually wrote a tremendous book on Eastern philosophy that he's famous for. So this guru was the man that taught Lex Hixon much of what is in this book. That is why his book is so deep in detail and so incredibly powerful when you read it. So, for example, we'll tell you briefly that the chapters have to do with many spiritual subjects, such as the first chapter is called Contemplative Thinking, and it has to do with the European and Asian approaches with Martin Heidegger and Krishnamurti. And the second chapter is the Tantric Way of the goddess Kali. Ramakrishna of Bengal is the one he's dealing with. Then the Way of Natural Enlightenment is chapter 3, and that's Rama Maharishi. And then the fourth chapter is the Seasons of Enlightenment, the Zen ox herding pictures. Chapter 4 is There is Only the One, Plotinus and the Metaphysics of the Spiritual Quest. Chapter 6 is The Landscape That Laughs, Jewish Soul Masters of the Hasidic Way. Chapter 7 is The New Aeon Has Dawned, about the letters of the writer in the Christian setting of St. Paul. And then chapter 8 is Allah Alone Can Know Allah. This has to do with the teachings of a contemporary Sufi, Bawa Mahashadim. And then chapter 9 is Conversations with an Ancient Chinese Sage, the Oracle Text of the I Ching. And the last chapter is 10, called Designing an Experiment in Contemplation toward the Turiya of the Vedanta. Now, all of these chapters are in immense detail, and they are spiritually high level because of his being taught from those in the Orient. And this book probably is one of the better books on spiritual enlightenment that I have seen. Lex Hixon has written other books as well, and there are many things on YouTube about him that are extremely good. In fact, one of them has to do with the Quran. And the reason I mention that, in addition to what we have in the chapter in this book, is that he did become a Muslim and believed that the Quran is one of the great sacred books, but not only the Quran itself, but the type of service that they have in their particular worship place. We will continue with this momentarily.